Now we have one last piece of news that I got very recently. Etheria developers make hidden changes to make content harder for free-to-play players. I don't know the reasons, but they were not major buffs that negatively impact the game in such a dramatic way. It was probably to balance a few things and make sure progressing wasn't super fast, and players had time to all catch up with each other in each stage of early game, maybe. I understand wanting them to be in the patch notes, though. Is Oral Boss the only thing with shadow changes to launch, or are there other boss mechanics change as well? There were some smaller changes that weren't much of a big deal, like some slight percentage changes and HP boost. The developers of Etheria launched a hotfix early this morning that altered the gameplay of a dungeon boss, causing the best team in that dungeon to be completely unplayable due to the boss now being immune to debuffs. This led to further discussion where it was revealed that developers made changes to the game to actively slow players down by buffing PvE bosses. This information was hidden from the player base until there was an outcry of players asking why their team from beta no longer worked or why their account felt much weaker than beta. This change hurts free-to-play players in a large way, and now the majority of players clearing the highest contents are the players with high level of dupes on their DPS units. We need more transparency from the developers going forward. Had not been players reaching out for answers, we would never known about these changes. Additional context. Etheria Restarts implemented a hotfix on 610 to resolve the bug where the mechanic of the boss aura was not correctly making the boss immune to dot damage over time. As a result of fixing the issue, team composition was specialized in applying dot and no longer effective as clearing the boss. The community backlash to this appeared to come as a result of two major points. This was a new mechanic added to the boss for the official release of the game. It was not present in the final beta test, nor was it called out in the launch patch notes as an adjustment that was being made. There is no way to view boss skills or mechanic until you unlock the ability to challenge them. With Aurora unlocking at level 30, a threshold that is time-gated to being reached on day 3 at the absolute earliest, many players had already built and were using dot-focused teams prior to realizing this change had been made, due to the prominence from the beta and clearing endgame bosses such as Aurora. This post is being approved despite missing context due to our belief that allowing discussion of issues like this when it comes up is in the best interest of the subreddit community. Okay, I feel like, yeah, this isn't great. I feel like transparency would have been better. I think if they had just said, listen, we thought during the beta the boss was too easy to beat, so we decided to make her immune to dots in the patch note, it would not have been a problem. So I do think transparency is good. Now, are they specifically trying to make the game harder for free to play and like to force you to pay? I don't know if this was the intent. We can imagine it is. Be a doomer or not, I think it really depends on how you see things. I don't think it's a big deal. Personally, I don't care. But yeah, transparency would be nice. We hope that they do give all the information in future patches because I do think it's important. Now, personally, I didn't play the beta. I didn't really follow any guides, so I was not like specifically like building teams to deal with one boss at some point, so it didn't hit me. But I can understand why it would kind of get people upset. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, it sucks to suck. It is what it is. Anyway, that's it. Cheers.